should be working now. Alright, g'day folks, my name's Ashley Windsor, and today I'm going to do a flight in X-Plane 11 from Indianapolis Metro field to Columbus, Indiana. Now, it's a short flight, and I'll explain why I'm doing it later, but we'll just get started. So I just put the throttle forward there, RPM's increasing, keep the aircraft straight, runway's clear, and the airspeed should kick in just a sec. There we go. Airspeed's live, and rotate 55, there we go. That's too stable. Too much noise. Reality, the nose actually is a bit higher than what's depicted here. That's okay. Flex up. Accelerate to 74. Nose up a little bit more. And today I'm going to be going via Shelbyville, so Indianapolis Metro to Shelbyville VFR, and then on to Columbus, Indiana. And the reason I want to use the VFR is because they're just old school navigation devices, and I just wanted to use one. And that's what I've got tuned in at the moment. It is identified SHB on both VHF 1 and 2. I'm sorry, on VOR, Nav 1 and 2. And I'm not going directly to it yet. I just want to gain some altitude over the airfield first. The reason being, there is an airport, Indianapolis Regional, is actually pretty close to the track I'm taking towards Shelbyville VOR, and there is generally a lot of traffic out of there in real life. So I just wanted to gain some altitude overhead the field first before I mosey on off in the direction I need to go. So that's about the downwind leg, except obviously higher than that altitude now. Let's have a look. Yep, there's the airport. Just took off from down here, took off in this direction. Alright. So we're going to fly a little change. So before probably heading. And I'll activate the autopilot now. There we go. So as I turn around here, I'll take note of the time. Now we just call it 5-1. Have data out of date, that's okay, it's a flight sim only. So we'll call it 5-1. Estimate later on. And we've already switched the nav mode now because we're pretty much set it on the VOR there. Let's see, the course from this airport directly to the VOR in the flight sim is 150, but in reality, using a sectional, I calculated it was actually about 156. And if I plug 156 in, it actually takes me off my original course, so I'm not sure if the Shelbyville VOR in this program is in the correct location exactly. It's pretty close, but it's not quite. That's the only thing I can think of. It's not quite the right location. Okay, let's see. So just over there, you can see that's Indianapolis Regional Airport, and we're going to be going pretty close to it. So I'd make a departure call. Indianapolis Metro, Cessna 172. Sierra Paz, overhead the field, tracking 153, on climb through 4,500 feet. Indy Metro. And even though it is a little bit behind me now, I left that a bit late. But I would probably switch over to Indy Regional on 22.975. I'm not going to dial it in here, but that's what I would do in real life though. And I'd start monitoring that because that's where I'm going to be passing, and I'll make an announcement as well. And I realise this is not atmospherical altitude I'm going to. It should be 3,500 feet. Being a flight simulator, I'm not too concerned about it, but normally I'd go 3,500 feet and then climb on to 4,500 feet on the next leg. So the climb checklist, yep, 70 to 85, we're at 74, the throttle's full forward, mixture, we're going to leave that where it is, instruments are reading just fine in the green. I'm going to leave the taxi and the landing light on. Flight plan, I'm not going to open the flight plan because it's a flight simulator. And I'm just going to allow it to accelerate to at least 109 knots. The RPM will start to increase, obviously, because we're lowering the nose. It's a fixed pitch propeller. And the speed reaches about 109, 108, 109. I'll start pulling the throttle back to 2400 RPM. I think that's about 75% cruise power. Alright. So, just pretend we're monitoring Indy Regional Airport, that's it over there. So I'd just say Indy Regional Airports, Indy Regional Traffic, Cessna 172 Sierra Papa. It's about 4 miles to the northwest at 4,500 feet, tracking southbound. 4,500 feet in the original traffic. So really I'm just saying that just to let people know, if there's anyone at the airport on the frequency, just to let them know, hey, there's someone just to the west of the field, going to be west of the field at 4,500 feet, just be aware of it. That's all that's about. And once I'm past the airport, then I'll switch to Shelbyville, which is Shelbyville Airport. 122.8. Once again, I'm not going to bother dialing it in, but in real life I would. It's a lot easier in real life than it is using these arrows to tune it in. I'll do that once I'm past here. Shelbyville VOR we're tracking towards, it is actually about 4 or 5 miles north of Shelbyville Airport. This VOR in real life is actually quite busy at times with a lot of training traffic, because it is a VOR used for approaches into Shelbyville Regional and Metro, and also just for general IFR training as well, for holds, etc. and intercepts. And so it's generally actually quite busy airspace, and so it's always good to keep a good lookout as well. And that's part of the reason I'm leaving on the lights. Not to mention the lights are all LEDs now. They're not the old-fashioned light bulbs that used to burn out after a short while. Since LEDs last a long time, I just, I'll leave them on when I can. Now the original estimate was, the time we left was 5:01, and I estimated 12 minutes, so that would be 5303 estimate overhead the VOR. And so that's about 6, 7, 8 minutes away. Oh, okay. It's about 7 minutes away. I estimated 8. Not bad at all. Alright, so we've passed regional. So I would switch to 122.8 now. Once again, I'm not going to dial it in. But I'll let people know, so I'll be monitoring Shelbyville now. So it's about 5 miles, so about 16 miles north of the airport. And people, when they're using this VOR, are generally monitoring the Shelbyville frequency, which is in a close vicinity of the airport. So I'd say Shelbyville traffic, Cessna 172 Sierra Papa is about 16 miles to the north, 4,500 feet, tracking towards the Shelbyville VOR. Once overhead, we'll track 194 degrees, maintaining 4,500 feet Shelbyville traffic. And once again, it's just to let people know in the vicinity, if anyone's in the area, hey, there's someone just to the north, they're going to be overflying the nav aid, and then they're going to be tracking at 4,500 feet. Just keep a lookout. And obviously keep an eye out for any traffic. The cruise checklist, power, that is, let's slip back a bit. I guess the friction locks are working. I didn't pump before. There we go, 25 RPM. Mixture, I'm not going to worry about the mixture. The instruments. We've got the inbound track to the VOR. It's all in the green so far for the engine, so it's looking good. That's about it. There is an in-route cruise checklist that I do as well, that I was taught back in Australia many years ago, called CLEAROF. It's CLEAROF. And C stands for compass. So you make sure your compass is aligned with, or your DGs or HSIs aligned with the compass. So that's about 153. We got 156 showing here, so that's okay, not too bad. Pretty close. Log, so I've logged in more overhead, the field at 5-1 on departure, estimate 03. And we're showing going to be there in about 4 minutes. So 03, yep, the estimate's pretty good. Log E for engine, so we checked that earlier. Engine's looking good, nice and green. CLEA, altimeter, so we've got the altimeter set, 29902. I'll get the AWOS from Columbus after we change directions. Altimeter radio, I do have 119.75, which is the AWOS for Columbus set in for COM 2. Obviously not monitoring yet, but I'll monitor it once we change directions, which is not far away. Orientation. Orientation. Well, I know we're heading in the right direction, not just because of this. And I can see Shelbyville Airport up ahead. I know what Shelbyville Airport is. It's about the right layout. We are tracking towards the Shelbyville VFR, and I know that was regional back there. There it is there. And usually you can always see downtown Indianapolis as well. Somewhere back there now. Normally you can see that. So orientation, yep. And F for fuel. So you turn your fuel pumps off if you had fuel pumps on. This one, I don't use the fuel pumps for departures. Checklist doesn't say to use it. And obviously, make sure fuel's in both. In a Cessna, if you're in a Piper, you might want to consider swapping from left to right or right to left. And that's the en route checklist. We're currently tracking on the Nav 8 VOR. And 194 is the next track. So what I do is I'll switch to heading mode as soon as it tells me to change directions. I forget the rule of thumb now. I think it's, you turn 10% of your speed or something like that to anticipate the turn. I forget, but I know with the G1000 it'll tell you when the turn. As soon as it tells me when the turn, I'll just hit heading and we'll start the turn to the right. Keeping an eye out for traffic. I'm sure we're all good. And obviously we'll note the time as well. Now we're supposed to be overhead in about a minute and a half. So I'll call it 03. We're overhead. Estimate 15. This is GPS DME. GPS distance, not DME distance. So at this altitude, I'd probably go with about, if it was a DME, 0.7 or 0.8 would be probably indicating when you're overhead. But being GPS distance, it'll actually be ground distance, not slant range, like a DME. But there we go. Telling us the turn in a few seconds. Bug. Alright, so now I changed the nav to 194. just give the VOR a moment to settle in. Here we go, we've got station passage. And we might have to train back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. That should be clean. Because we are very close to the VOR, so it's going to be pretty sensitive. Yes. And let's go back to nav mode. And I'm making another red echo on Shelbyville frequency. Shelbyville traffic, Cessna 172 Sierra Papa, about 1 mile south of the Shelbyville VOR at 4,500 feet, tracking 194 Shelbyville traffic. Once again, just a reminder to people, AM in the area. There's the airport there. Normally you'd see people doing patterns. But we're well above the pattern altitude there. Alright, so we're on our sector heading towards Columbus, so just go to KUMP 2, just put that on so we can get the AWOS.
Columbus Muni Information Delta. 1500 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility 9. Sky conditions 17,500 scattered, 34,500 scattered, temperature 15, dew point -6. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runways 2314, departing runways 2314. Advise on initial contact you have Delta.
Alright. Information Delta. Winds calm 2992 is the altimeter setting, which we already have. And runway 23 or 14 for departures and arrivals. When I've flown in real life, I normally get runway 23. That seems to be the most commonly used runway in the times I've been there. So we'll just assume that we're going to use runway 23. It is a class Delta airspace, so we'll have to get an airways clearance. Going by the sectional, the airspace, it expands about 5 miles in all directions in a perfect circle around the Columbus airport. So I normally request an airways clearance about 10 or 15 miles out. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So you might be wondering why on earth I'm doing these videos, and the answer is pretty straightforward actually. I've spent about almost a decade working in Part 121 airline operations, from working as a ramp agent to a flight dispatcher, so doing a flight planning for international ETOPS and non-ETOPS flights, both domestically and internationally in Australia and the United States. What else is there? Operations ramp control, did that out of Washington Dulles for a while, that was good fun. And currently working as an aircraft refueler out at Indianapolis International Airport. And obviously with the current situation with the airlines, there's a lot of flights have been cut back, and so there's not as much work, and as a result I have a lot more spare time. Because before this I was working about 70 hours a week, and in my spare time building my flight time, trying to work my way up to qualifying for the ATP, US ATP. At the moment I've got a US multi-commercial, single engine private. I technically do have a single engine instrument rating in the US, however it's on a separate US license, which is based on my foreign license, it's my Australian license, and it's just a bureaucratic nightmare to try and get it transferred across to my other US license, and so I'm actually just going to do the instrument rating all over again. My Australian license is a commercial license. I have multi-engine rating on that. I did most of my flying in the Beechcraft Duchess in Australia, and also had down in Fort Pierce in Florida as well. That's why I've got multi commercially on the US license. A lot of my time has been spent in Cessna 172s, Tobagos, and the Grob, and Cessna. I've done a little bit of time in the Seminole, the Piper Seminole, which is essentially identical to a Beechcraft Duchess, except you haven't got the access door on the left. You've only got one entry on the right hand side. What else is there? But anyway, I've got about 600 hours total, and so obviously I was building my flight time up, and then the hours have been cut back dramatically, and as a result I've had to put a hold on my flying, and so now I'm flying a flight simulator to try and keep my mind current as well. So I was actually planning on doing a series of actual flights, video flights, flying to various airports with awesome restaurants around the Midwest and the East Coast. And so I figured, well, I could try and do one of the flight sim instead, then recreate on this flight sim. And so that's why I'm picking these various destinations. So I know for a fact that Columbus, Indiana, actually has a really good restaurant, and that's why I'm going there today. So yeah. Alright, so we're about 12 miles out from Columbus now, so I would tune in to 118.6, which is their tower frequency. I'm not going to bother tuning it in here, but just pretend that it's dialed in there. It's so much easier in my life than on this thing. But yeah, I'll just give them a call. Columbus Tower, Cessna 172 Sierra Papa, about 2 miles to the north, inbound with information Delta, request airways points. And they'd get back to you. Oh yeah, Cessna 172 Sierra Papa, report 3 mile right base, runway 23. 172 Sierra Papa will advise 3 miles right base, runway 23. That's pretty much it. That's all I would do. So that way I know I've made communication, I've heard my tail numbers being called back, I can continue on. They've cleared me to runway 23. They haven't cleared me to land, but they said, hey, just prep for landing at runway 23, which is typically what I've received in the past when I've flown in there. Now, I've actually grabbed these bearings from the actual sectional chart 194, and I know for a fact I think it's to do with the location of the Shelbyville VOR in X-Plane 11. You see from the VOR it should actually be around here, and based on the highways, the kink in the highway there, based on the sectional, it should actually be, it's the kink in the highway, and it should actually be kind of around here. But it's actually over there. So I would trust a sectional before I trust X-Plane 11 as far as the different routes, but because I know that's the actual airport, I'm going to switch it over there. So I've got a heading mode, and I'll just head to that airport. I know that's the airport because I have flown in there in my life. And there is a river that runs just to one side of the airport, so I know that's accurate. So I think it's the location of the VOR. I don't know what else it is, unless maybe this airport's the wrong spot. I don't know. But now that I've got the airport inside, let's select the course to the actual runway direction, which is going to be runway 23, so 230. 230, so that lands in that direction. And you can see there, that's that one there. That's runway 14 that way, so we're going to runway 23. No, I'll report about 3 miles out. But let's see, pattern altitude for Columbus is 1656, so I'll make it 1700. I should have done this earlier, so I'll left this a bit late. Oh, it's chatting too much. That's alright. 17, so it's about 6 minutes out. So yeah, I've got to start my descent now. So I shall do that. Vertical speed, go down. Now 500 feet a minute, pull the power back a little bit because we don't want to accelerate any faster. About the 22, I guess. Because I left it a bit late, I'm actually about 700 feet. And I'll give myself a bit more room here to descend. It's runway 23. Because I made a mistake there. That was my bad, poor planning. Too chatty. And I should have done the descent check to see I'm a bit behind here. So power set, mixture is rich, fuel should still be on both. It is still on both. ATIS ABOS we have, the altimeters are set because that was the same, 2992. Yep. Pre-landing checklist, I'll do that shortly, which is actually bumfish. Alright, let's just get down to 100 knots so I can put the first stage of flaps out. Come on. Speed's below 100 knots. First stage of flaps. That's runway 23. As soon as we get in the white arc, I'll put the second stage out. And we're in the mark. Don't watch that speed, don't want it to wash off too much. That's probably a little too much already. Actually, I might put 4 flaps out now. Because I'm pretty high. Just cut the corners a bit because I find that hard with the visibility. It's so much easier in real life. Alright, let's turn the autopilot off. And we're going to have to get down. This is way too high because I didn't plan my descent very well. So yeah, this is a rapid rate of descent. I apologise for that. It would be very uncomfortable for the passengers. And I didn't report a right base either. Tower, it's 172. Sierra Papa's on final, 2 mile final, runway 23. Oops. That's no good. 172, Sierra Papa, you clear me to land. Yep, clear to land. Clear to land, runway 23. 2 Sierra Papa. Yeah, that's really bad. I should have called him. See, I'm very easily distracted. But I find it flying in real life is a lot easier than this. This is really hard. If you can land this in real life, in the simulator, I can assure you can do it in real life for sure. Let's put the power in now. Jeez, that speed's terrible. Should be at 70. Right. Don't balloon. Jesus. This is really hard. Ooh, okay. There is a taxiway on the left before the runway intersection, but I think in this simulator it's only got the intersection and then a taxiway. But normally, if you miss the first taxiway, the tower will just tell you just take the first left, or the next left, which is intersection runway 14. My steering in the ground is awful. So, yep, alright, left, runway 14, then take Alpha to the ramp. That's normally what they'll tell you. And just to let you know, this is a Class Delta airport, so there is no radar station at this airport. Nope. And this is Alpha here. Now, if you look this airport up, this intersection here is where Alpha and Bravo intersect, and the FAA has designated a dangerous intersection. And it was, the first time I saw it, it was actually kind of confusing. Because you're on Alpha, but then that's Bravo. And you're like, what? And they're at kind of weird angles. So you got to be really careful. So the FAA have actually highlighted this intersection as a thing to be aware of. Strobes off. Right, after landing checklist. Flaps, they're up. Strobes are off. Landing lights are off. Taxi light, leave that on. Pitot heat is off. Mixture, we'll leave that fully rich. No trim. Set that for takeoff. Looks good, right? Trim set for takeoff. Transponder. so you keep an eye out when you're looking around. Clear left, clear right. And it continue to follow Alpha to the ramp. Look at that. I'll show you it's so much easier in real life. This is really hard. Simulator. The tower doesn't actually look like that. The tower at Columbus actually looks like something it should be on a beach in California, like a Baywatch. But the tower's more, I think, about here, and the restaurant's about there. But it's a pretty accurate depiction. But the tower does not look like that at all. I think that's just kind of a generic tower they've used for flight sim. Clear on the left. Don't hit that guy. We might skid, maybe. No, that's okay. Good. And let's have a look here. You follow the yellow lines, but I think there's an aircraft parked in the yellow line. Yeah. All right. So hit the brakes. Boop. All right. Securing ELT, I'm not going to verify that. Avionics, turn those off. Both those switches off. Cabin 12 volt mixture full lean. So I'll just put it so you can see the mixture get pulled out. There we go. Cut off the fuel. The engine stops naturally. Magnetos, we turn them off. Off. Masters off. Masters off. Knobs, standby batteries off. Fuel, select the left or right. And control lock. So in this pocket here, you'd have a control lock. You'd just pull that out and you'd stick it in here, just so the control surfaces don't blow in the wind while you're inside eating your yummy burger. Chocks, tie downs, pitot cover, baggage doors and cabin doors locked. And that is a secure checklist. So as soon as you get here, you obviously want to get out. Stretch your legs a bit and have a look around. Let's see, let's have a look around this aircraft. It's a beautiful plane. I like the paint job. It's great. So there you go. Cessna 172, we went from Indianapolis Metro to Columbus, Indiana, which has a great restaurant. I highly recommend it if you ever get a chance to fly there in real life. And there's also an interesting aviation museum there too. It was closed when I went there. However, it would be worth checking out again in the near future. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and see you later.